Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. This is your host, Keely Austin. It looks like as of right now, we have 85 participants on the line. Make sure that you reach out to your team. We do not want any ICMs left behind. These trainings are such a great way to start our mornings with trainings on exactly what it is that we're doing for business to create better lives for ourselves. So don't miss out on these trainings and don't let your teams miss out on these trainings. Michael Huggins is our trainer today, and it truly is an honor to be able to bring him out as our trainer and to be hosting these calls as well. Michael Huggins has been in this business for about 10 years now, and so he is a great person to learn from. He has a lot of experience and a lot of success with this business. Before Renatus, Michael was struggling. He was working two jobs. He was working for Jiffy Lube and Sears Auto. He couldn't afford a car, so he was riding his bike to work. He was living in his girlfriend's mother's basement, which is the beautiful woman you see on the screen, Vanessa Huggins, his wife. And he was also working on paying down student loan debt. And after a while of paying down his debt, when, logically it would have made sense that he would have been halfway done paying that down, the balance was still the same, and all of that money had just been going to interest, and that was extremely frustrating. So Michael started to look for something new, something different, a better opportunity, and he found Renatus. Michael took his classes, and within a year, he was able to complete his first transaction, and then a few months later completed a second transaction with real estate, and that paid him enough to quit both of his jobs. So he fired his bosses, and then he started to build this business. And fast forward to today, now he's a 7-figure income earner with the company. He's the #1 income earner within the company. He is on the President's Advisory Council board, or not board, but he's a member of the President's Advisory Council with our CEO, Bob Snyder. And we are truly very honored to get to hear from Michael this morning. Good morning, Michael.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Money Monday. It's another beautiful day. If you haven't noticed, we are in December. It is December for our pay cycle. I know the calendar still says November, but if you put any more orders in today moving forward, they're all going to pay you in December. So welcome to December. And who's going to be your customer this month? Who's going to enroll? Who's going to bring on some people and get 5-star this month? What are we going to do so that you hit some more benchmarks and achievements in your business? And part of that is making sure you're looking at it clearly, understanding that we're in December. Okie dokie. So I hope everyone had an awesome weekend. I know that the Seattle Regionals went down, so that must have been awesome for all of you guys who were up there. We got some Seattle people making sales in Denver too, so that's kind of cool. Business is growing, team is growing. Okay, so the last few weeks we've been talking about funding and making sure that we're getting our customers all the information so that they can make buying decisions from us. What should we talk about now? We got options. We could talk about so many things, but what do you guys want to talk about other than funding? Unless you got some more questions on funding from last week. There's options. What do we want to do? I'm just grabbing my iPad so we can draw these up and get you the info. We talked a lot about using the Renatus system on the pit team call last week. I get to hang out with some of the top income earners and spend some time going over how we're going to take the company as a whole to the next level, but how are we going to take you to the next level? So if you got a suggestion, put it in the chat box, or you can come off a mute and just say it out loud, and we'll take it from there. Don't be shy. Okie dokie. Cool. Got some
Michael?
ideas now.
Oh, what is the question? I'm sorry, I just joined.
My question is, what are we going to do to make $1 million this year?
Say Renato's more.
There you go. Just say Renata's more. Jeez Louise. You guys talking about all this other nonsense that doesn't pay you, and you're trying to get paid. Say Renata's more. That's awesome. Okay, looks like we got a few suggestions in the chat box. So let me pull these up here. What have you done? Well, Tyler, in what context? I could talk for days and weeks about what I've done. Mary says, make money, put in sales in the last quarter. Tyler says, reading negative things online. Marketing to seasoned investors. And if others ask you, what have you done? Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. What have you done? That's funny. Okay, new page. So we have 1 month. We got 1 month to put in orders and make something special happen for your numbers to count this year. So I hope you feel a little pressure. Positive pressure, of course. You know, without any pressure, you can't have any diamonds. No pressure, no diamonds. So let's create a little bit of pressure. And we'll knock these out this morning. I'll go through these, and then you guys will let me know how you're using it. Okay. Samina says, I get confused the difference between UGA and UFO. I'm confused also. The difference between UGA and UFO. Are you talking about GFO, get funded online? Because UFO is a... That's awesome. I'm just saying that's awesome. Okay. My Apple Pencil is now charged up, so we should be able to play. Yes. Okay, thought so. UGA and GFO. Okay, we'll just check these off the list real quick. Let's switch over to the iPad here. Bing. All right, new share, iPad. Okay, let's make this happen, Captain. So first question I got is, what have you done? Well, when someone asks you that, when someone says, what have you done? And they point at you and squint their face, what have you done? What I'd like you to do is put a big old smile on and say, I'm glad you asked. glad you asked. Okay. One of the reasons why I'm saying it this way is because I've seen too many people shy away and go, oh, I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm new. That's stupid. You're not new. You might be a little, okay, you might be a little new, but you're not new to life. You're not new to creating something. You're an adult. So don't go like, oh, nothing. I've done no things. When people ask you what you've done, let's say it's your first week. How empowering is it to say something like this? I've started in a new direction. I've got clarity on my new, say this, my new life. I got clarity on my new life. I got clarity on how I'm going to spend my time. I got clarity. Right? I went from being confused to being clear. What have you done? Jeez, man. I mean, it's so, it's broad. Well, let me show you. Here's something I did is I shot my TV. I got rid of my electronic income reducers. No more TV, no video games. You know how many, if you say that to someone who's married, say that to a lady, and you go, you know what, I got rid of my TV and video games. She's going to be like, oh, I wish my husband would do that. I'm serious. So, it's all about making a huge change. I've changed. See, none of these are even really result-based. It's not saying, oh, I closed on a deal. I made a bunch of money. I did this. I changed. I got more tax write-offs. Right? You definitely did. You got some more tax write-offs if you bought your combo. Okay. So the whole idea around this question, what have you done, is they're really asking the question, and remember to smile, but they're asking 3 questions. Does this work? Does this work for me? They could be like, all right, cool, it works for you, Tyler, but will it work for me? So does this work? Does this work for me? And will I do it? So when people are asking you, what have you done? What they're really asking is these. And so you get to create a new, say, well, hey, you want to make more tax write-offs? Do you want to stop doing what poor people do, which is play video games and watch a bunch of TV? You want to get clarity on a new direction? I'm glad you asked. Get excited about it. It's part of your energy more than your answer is what's going to determine the outcome with that sale. If your energy is high, if you're excited, then it's going to make a big difference. But if you go, oh shit, that was the one question I didn't want, it's not going to help. So bring that positive energy and smile about it. Okie dokie. All right, next. Tamara says, making money and putting in sales last quarter. Well, this is follow-up season. Okay. Facebook and Twitter and Instagram are all marketing to your people about how 2020 is coming. New Year's resolutions. And this is a time where people are like, you know what? We've talked about it for so long. I don't want to repeat the mistakes, right? And repeating the mistakes. This is what is so attractive to what we do. People are repeating mistakes year after year financially. And if they get on board with us, they can end that. Stop repeating the mistakes of the past. So when I follow up, it kind of depends on who they are and how we left off. But I feel like reminding them about my consistency, right? So one of my reputations is I am consistent. Tamara, you're consistent. So most people in this country are wishy-washy, and that's why they don't get any results. They don't get to travel, they don't make money, they don't get trophies on stage, they don't get big retirement accounts, they don't get private money, they don't get any of that stuff because they're not consistent. But here we are being on this line. Some of you are very consistent about getting on these calls, you're consistent about watching your classes, so you're just going to bring consistency to following up. So say it. I'm consistent. Feel it. Be an example of it. And then when I go to follow up, like I'm going through my list of all my texts, all my attended guests, all my responded leads, and I'm just saying something along those lines of, hey, 2020 is coming up. I know a lot of people have reached out to me because they don't want to keep repeating the same financial mistakes of the past. And I'm just wondering if you're still interested in real estate, because I've been pretty consistent with it. And if you want some help, I'm happy to help you. Let's get on the phone. Let's get on a Zoom webinar. Let's meet up at a house tour. And then I just copy paste. Copy. Change name. Paste. Send. And I'll be doing that probably 500 times this month. I want to get most of them done in the first week or so of December, so that my following weeks I could be doing webinars, follow-ups, house tours, getting people to my events, doing my one-on-ones. So instead of thinking it as like, okay, I got 30 days, I'm going to do 10 a day, and I'll reach out to 300 people. Instead, go, all right, I got 30 days. Well, my students need 2 weeks to find their funding and for me to get paid. So really, I got like a week and a half. So I got 10 days, and I want to contact 30 people. That means I'm going to contact 300 people. That means 30 a day need to be calls, emails, text, whatever it is, contacts, contact. So, when you're thinking about your timeline, here we are now, and here we are 1 month from now. Break it up into a few chunks, okay? So this is contact and inviting. This section is following up, Q&A, and starting the funding process. And then this is OEP and funding the deal. Okay, so break it up into chunks. All this, what that means is all this contacting and inviting. If you have a goal of contacting 300 people, you got to get it done in this first portion of what you're doing. And the last day for orders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So last day to get funding and get paid is December 31st. How cool is that? Last day of the year is also a payday. But orders need to be entered by December 18th. Orders entered by December 18th. So pay attention to that. But if you put the order in on the 18th and you put the funding in on the 20th or 28th or 29th, you'll still get paid on the 31st. Okay? So that means that people need 1 to 2 weeks to do funding. So that means you got to really enter the orders before then. Do the GFO.com. Do your follow-ups. Go through the funding options in this section. So you're really thinking about, here we're December. Yeah, basically December 2nd. This is kind of what I'm thinking about. December 2nd through the 18th, I'm doing all the follow-ups. If they freaking cancel on me, I am just doing it over the phone. I'm just doing it over a webinar. I'm doing it at 6 a.m. I'm doing it at 10 p.m. I'm doing it everywhere in between, because nobody looks back on their life and thinks about all the nights they got some good sleep. Nobody, that's not how people think. So who cares about your sleep? We got 1 month left in this to really fill the pipeline and hit the numbers. So I'm going to Tennessee for 13 days to go set up our Airbnbs, find some more properties, tour some nurseries, make some connections. I went to Toastmasters, got a few more. Someone in my Toastmasters group is from the city of Tennessee that I'm in, and they're hooking me up with their cousin, their uncle, and their dad, who are all real estate brokers and nursery brokers, and gonna go keep building our reputation out there. So even though it's a holiday vacation time kind of thing, I'm still going to be on the phone. I'm still going to be doing my webinars. We got fiber optic internet out at the cabin, right? What a life. You get to live out in the middle of the woods with fiber optic high-speed Wi-Fi. It's incredible. But all of that is going to be my contacting and inviting, right? So basically from now until December 1st, is going to be a whole bunch of, let's get on the phone. Let's reconnect. Whether it was last month, 6 months ago, a year ago. Are you tired of repeating the same financial mistakes over and over? It's not a judgment call, it's an efficiency call. Do you want to be more efficient? Let's get on the phone. Let me show you what I'm doing. And then, have 2 or 3 testimonials, 2 or 3 people that you could quickly call. So one way to help with this process is, in this portion here, is have some 3-way buddies. 3-way call buddies. You need to answer that question in their head of, will this work? Will this work for me? And will I do it? Well, one thing that's going to help with that is having some 3-way call buddies, and make the calls. Here's a good little pointer. So when someone has an objection, they say, well, I'd like to, but I'm really busy and I just don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could find the money. This is scary. Say, look, if I could introduce you, if I introduced you to a few other people other than me that are having some success and will be willing to support you through this, would you get started now? If I guess I'll write it out, introduced you folks who are succeeding and will be open to supporting folks who are succeeding world. Okay. And okay, if I introduced you to folks who are succeeding and open to supporting you in this business, would you get started now? Okay. Then you say, all right, great. Well, hold on a sec. And then you call and have like 3 or 4 people that you know can just answer a few questions for your customers. These phone calls are 3 to 5 minutes, not that long. And all it really is for them to just share their story. Okay? You don't have to be in the office. You don't have to be in a quiet spot. I get calls all the time. I'm just walking through the grocery store. I'm shopping with Vanessa, and then I go, oh, hold on a sec, sweetheart. This person's calling me. I bet it's just for a 3-way call. And then they just say, hey, Michael, I got Billy on the line. He's been to a few events, and he's just curious, what other kind of people and support is out there. And I was just wondering if you would just share your story about what happened for you using this program. Sure, happy to share. Here's what happened. And, if I'm in a loud place or a quiet place, it doesn't matter, because people start to realize, wow, they're just living life. They're just being regular people, but they don't have jobs, and they make more money, and they pay less in taxes, and they have a plan for their life. This is awesome. And then at the end of that 3-way call, I say, hey, man, it's not a sales call. I'm not a salesperson. If you're doing a 3-way call, you're not selling, you're sharing. And sharing is caring. Ask a few questions like, so what do you want to create in the next 6 to 12 months? What do you want to create in the next 6 to 12 months? Well, cool, man. Well, you're working with an awesome person. You should get started, and I'll see you at nationals. Right? If you're out of the state and you're doing a 3-way call, then you should end every freaking phone call with, I'll see you at nationals. I'll see you at nationals. I'll see you at nationals. That's what we're doing. And then they go, oh, okay, I'll see you at nationals. Yeah. April 2nd through the 4th, see you at nationals. So make these 3-way calls contingent upon them answering that question. Well, if I could introduce you to folks who are succeeding and are open to supporting you in this business, would you get started now? I mean, you've seen how we can pay for it. You've seen our education. You've seen the earnings plan. You've seen a bunch of other videos. You've seen a house tour. You've seen an office. You've seen a webinar, whatever it is. You've seen a bunch. But if I were to introduce you to people who are succeeding and open to supporting you in this business, would you get started now? Would now be a good time to get started if I could show you and introduce you to more of my supportive network, add you as part of this team? Well, maybe, I don't know. Okay, let me get somebody on the line. Let me call Diana. Let me call Wanda. Let me call Tyler. Let me have them just share their story real quick. All right, Tyler, thanks for answering the call. All right, now get back to my lead. Okay, cool. So let's do this now. I'm in front of my computer. I got this order entry form up. And I'm just filling it out right now. And you just assume the sale. That's one of the major keys, is assuming the sale. Start filling out the order form. Start filling out the order form. All right, cool. Well, now you've heard of more people who've gone through it. You've seen plenty. The rest is on the other side of being a member. And there's not many new things I keep showing you as a guest. You've seen it. You've heard it. Now it's just time to take some action. So, what I'm doing now is I'm putting your order in here. I know we haven't found the funding yet, or okay, we found the funding. If you haven't found the funding yet, we'll figure that out. But step one is we're going to put this order in. So let me just do that real quick. Do. Okay, order's in. Now go to secure.myronatus.com. Use the password, your first name, 1234. Sign for your order. Oh, well, I don't have the funding yet. I know, that's step two. Step two is let's go to get funded online. Okay. So that's where things like that are going to happen in this section of your schedule. And then the funding will be these last 3 weeks or so. Stay on top of it. Keep checking the notes. Keep moving them forward. Make sure they're filling out the docs. Remind them don't charge up credit cards. I just had someone do that. Silly guy. He went to get funded online, and like 3 days before that, he put a bunch of money on his credit card. Unnecessarily, he could have paid cash, but he put it on his credit card, and then they're like, oh, dude, you're over 50%. We're going to get you a few thousand. So he went and paid it down. Now we got to wait a few weeks to get the new scores so that they can go and get his funding. So I'm going to meet with him today, put his order in, and then we'll check those balances and see if they're reporting. But have that conversation and remind them, hey, as you're going through funding, just hold off on using your credit card a bunch. Right? You need to put gas, you need to do some groceries, that's fine, but don't be friggin' buying a whole bunch of farming equipment with it or something. Okay. All right, so that was to answer Tamara's question about putting in sales and making money in the last quarter. Cool. All right, next question is read negative things online. This one's silly. Remember silly? Silly meets silly. So if they're bringing up silly things, you be silly about it. Okay? Don't get all serious about it. Say, oh no, you found something online. Duh. But we want them to do research because if they really do research, what they'll see is how awesome we are. Right? If they type in best of, they go to the best of state and type in Renatus, they're going to see we got 2 years in a row. If they go to the Inc. 5000 and type in Renatus, they'll see we got it 3 years in a row. If they go to BBB and type in Renatus, they'll see we got an A+. So it's fine that they go online. But when something negative comes up, it's hilarious, dude. But you got to remember to smile. Put a smile on your face when they ask, well, I read this thing online. I read this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What kind of phone do you have? And then I don't even wait for them to answer because I'm making a silly statement. What kind of phone do you have? Because I bet if I Googled that, I'd find some negative things, but here you are owning it. What kind of car do you have? What kind of car do you drive? I bet if I Googled it, I'd find some pretty crappy reviews from somebody about your car, right? You know Chevy has bad reviews? Did you know Apple has bad reviews? Did you know that Microsoft has bad reviews and Ford has bad reviews? Yet here you are with that stuff. So come on, we got to look past that. What's in it for you? Obviously, there's a few people who've said some negative things about us. No big deal. But the overwhelming majority have said some positive things about us. So it's kind of silly. I put a smile on my face. What kind of phone do you have? Did you know if I look up, does iPhone suck? I'm going to find some things? I'm just Googling Renatus real quick. Renatus. Okay, we only have 259 reviews on Facebook. Will some of you please go into Facebook today and give us a review? I don't care what you put, but just review it. I'm not telling you to put a 5-star. If you feel like it, do it. But if not, put your honest things up there. And then I just seen something here. Renatus employee review. Guys, none of you are employees, but I have this up real quick from Indeed.com. This is employee reviews. First of all, none of you are employees. Okay, so this person at least put their independent contractor, but then the website puts current employee. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Yep, I love learning. Okay, going back to the power or the iPad. So anyway, that for me, the last couple of years has really killed it, Tyler. When they try to bring up something negative, the other thing is, okay, show me. If I don't have a lot of time, like if I know I only have a 1-hour meeting with this person and I want to move them through and they're really chatty or whatever, sometimes I might not have them show me, but sometimes they will. Just be like, all right, show me what you read. And then when I read it, I go, oh, look, this is from someone who has no idea what they're talking about. How can you actually give Renatus a review if you haven't gone through the program? How could you give it a review? Right? Like that's, you might be able to review an IMA's PowerPoint presentation at a local office, but you can't give a review on Renatus if you haven't gone through it. So I hope that helps. Okay, marketing, LaShawn says, marketing to seasoned investors. Well, again, it would just go back to having a couple of three-way calls with some battle buddies who are seasoned, right? Seasoned investors, meaning years of doing deals. Okay. Well, how many of you know someone in your organization who's been around the system for a while, and the real estate system, I mean, and is now a part of Renatus? Do you know anybody like that? Because at the end of the day, those seasoned investors are still asking the same question. Will it work? Will it work for me? And will I do it?
Hey, Mike, I just got a question.
Go for it, dude.
How important is it to get a time commitment? Be quiet.
All the way important.
The reason I ask that is because, like if I find someone who tell me, hey, well, I just don't have the time. I find myself just being like, okay, why should I waste time trying to convince them that, hey, it's 168 hours in the week. It's somewhere in that 168 hours, you have the time. It's just, is it priority? So how do you kind of face that challenge?
Well, if you give them a paradigm shift, you've created value for them. And we only get paid for the value that we bring. So if you can give them a paradigm shift around the fact that they do have time and they can see a possibility where their time is freed up and they can engage in a program like this, well, that value needs to be compensated for. Now, it might come in the form of just building up skills to overcome obstacles, but it might actually be that person buying from you. But when they say, I'm busy, I don't have any time, right? When people say, I don't have any time, I don't have any money, I don't have any credit, I don't have any know-how, I've never done it before, I'm afraid of losing money or whatever, they're using it as reasons not to. And I'm suggesting that these are the reasons to do it. What on earth are you talking about? You don't have time? Well, this is exactly why we exist as a company, is to help people get their time back using income systems. This is exactly why we exist. So don't tell me you don't have time for this. You don't have time to do the other time wasting things in your life. You need to make time for this because you don't have any time in your life. This is why we exist. You don't have any money in your life. This is why we're a company. You don't have any credit. You don't have any knowledge on how to do this. Is why we exist. These are the reasons to do it. You don't have any time. Well, no, duh. When is that going to end? If you don't have any time, you're too busy. You're not too busy for a half hour a day. You're not too busy for 30 minutes a day, right? 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night. You're not too busy to turn on your classes in your car. You're not too busy for this. You just don't have priorities. Sometimes I yell at them. Sometimes I'm very calm and quiet with them. Just depends on each customer. But in my mind, I'm thoroughly convinced that the reasons that they're bringing up that it's not to do it are the exact reasons to do it. Well, I don't have any money. Oh, well, sounds to me like you should join a program that teaches you how to make money. Oh, well, I don't have any time. Well, it sounds like you should join a program that teaches you how to save time, right? Like, I just flip it on them. Like, this is the reason to do it, right? Cut out, and I'll often ask them, especially on the time thing, would you be willing to cut out Netflix for a whole year to secure your financial freedom? You can come back to it a year from now and go watch those classes. So 30 minutes a day, right? Like it's wake up 15 minutes earlier, go to bed 15 minutes later. On your lunch break, what are you doing? You got a job, you got a half hour, an hour-long lunch. Spend half of it watching classes. That's what I did. So just flip it on them. The reasons to do it.
Thanks. And share your phone number. You said we can call you?
Well, you can call me and...
No, I'm kidding, Mike. I got your number. I'm kidding.
You silly guy. Yeah. I've given out my phone number on many of these webinars. What I would encourage you guys to do is work with your 5-star first because they're going to make the most money off of closing those sales. Go up that chain of support and then call people like me or Hugh or James Lease or Scott. Why don't I give you Scott Rowe's phone number? Should I just put that up here on the website? Oh, that would be awesome. All right, so speaking of people who are seasoned investors who've done lots of deals in our local market, Eli just pointed out that we got people like Mike Kessler and Brian Pitcher done over 100 deals before joining Renatus. So reach out to them. if you're in those markets, but there's plenty of people in your markets or on your team, in your organization. If you don't know someone, call your 5-star. Who do you know who's been a part of real estate for a long time before joining? And just get their phone number. Okay, Sherry Wallace, Black Friday marketing training. Black Friday marketing training. What could that mean? What do you mean, Sherry? Black Friday marketing training. Are you talking about like oh, okay, like you could make a bunch of drop cards and Thursday night, well, I don't know if those drop cards are going to get to you in time. I guess if you go to like Staples or Office Depot or Office Max or something like that, you can go make 1,000 drop cards for like $50 and then go to all those parking lots at Target and the malls and all these places and give some to your team members so you can split up and conquer more area. And yeah, maybe put something like, would you like to turn liabilities into assets? Would you like to make money from home so you don't have to stand in line for deals? Would you like a deal on, how about finding deals on real estate, right? Would you like to find some great discounts on real estate? Call me to learn more. Something like that, maybe. All right, let's go to Office Max. Oh, what happened? Office Max or Staples or Office Depot or even like FedEx, but these places will be good. Make your cards. You're gonna spend some money because it's last minute stuff, but you're gonna buy some cards. And if you think about what mindset are these people in to get up at 4 a.m. to go stand in line to go buy something they don't need, whatever. Why are they doing it? What is the why? Why are they doing it? Because they're looking for a deal, right? They're looking for a discount. They're looking for a way to save money. So if you make a drop card that says something like that, how would you like real estate to fund your Christmas next year? Come work with us and find discounted properties all over the country. Call now to find out more. Something like that, Sherry. I think that would be targeted right to the language that they're addressing the mindset that they're in while they're there. They're looking for discounts and deals. Great. How about a discount on your next real estate purchase? Call to find out how we're getting discounted deals all across the country and we're saving money. How would you like to make all those gifts a tax write-off? Different things like that. But do it quick. You only got a few days. Do it quick. Go get 2,000. Go get 3 IMAs in you and each take 500 and go spend 2 hours in a parking lot. You could easily put out 500 drop cards in 2 hours. Easily. And then go back to bed. Go meet up at 4 a.m. Blast them out. Go back to bed. Wake up to some calls. But do it today. Do it tomorrow. Be quick about it. The nice thing about places like Office Max and Staples is it's the same day. You're going to spend like a half an hour to an hour in there, but you'll walk out with your drop cards, your marketing material, and you can go change some lives. One combos, 10 grand, totally worth it. 4 combos, 10 combos. Who knows what you can get out of that? Okay, Samina, the difference between UGA and Get Funded Online is UGA is a financing program where they make payments along the way and they put a down payment. Get Funded Online is where we hook them up with banks to get lines of credit and loans so they can pay for their education in full. Okay, Cecilia, so when someone responds to your text where you said, let's reconnect and get on the phone so I can show you what I'm doing, can you go over what you were showing them over the phone to reconnect them? Well, I'm not really showing them as much, Cecilia, as I'm asking them. On these reconnect calls, I mean, it really just depends on who the person is. If they were a mortgage broker, then I'll tell them about, man, a couple of my friends took out these loans to go do some deals, and because you weren't a part of it, they didn't call you, or something like that. Or if they still got their crappy jobs and they're just stuck in their 9 to 5. It's really more about asking questions, because at the end of the day, questions close combos. But if it's been like 6 months or longer, then I would just do a quick follow-up PowerPoint where we go over phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Just in case you forgot, this is how we get people into deals. And just download the PowerPoint from Helios. You don't have to show every single slide. Like, I hide a lot of the slides because I just want to be quick about it. There's like 200 slides in that PowerPoint, and I probably only show like 80 of them. A lot of them are like redundant and kind of build on each other, like 5 slides for one thing. So I just show the 5th slide instead of it building up. But hey, it's like a reconnect. Like, hey guys, just in case you forgot, we have a system in place that shows you how to save your money. Phase 1, essentials. Phase 2, AIT, start analyzing deals. Phase 3, making offers and getting something under contract. And then you ask for the order. If I could help you find the money, would you like to get started now? And then always book a meeting from a meeting. All right, well, it's been nice connecting with you. I know we got some obstacles we got to overcome. Here's what I'm going to recommend you do. Watch, let's get on this call. Let's meet here. Come to this house tour with me. Let me get my mentor on the line. Whatever it is that they need. Some people need three-way calls. Some people want to just see your business center. And when you do these Zoom calls, be sure it really helps if you turn your camera on. Instead of like what I'm doing right now, where it's just my screen. But for like closing these sales, if they can see your face, it is definitely going to help. They might not be comfortable with it. They're like, well, I didn't do my hair today, or whatever. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to turn my camera on so you can see what I'm doing. You don't have to worry about it. But if they do turn it on, then obviously it's going to be better. And really, the main thing is when I'm asking these questions, what stopped them? When we originally had a conversation about this, when you first answered my ad, or you first came to the office, or you first watched this, what initially stopped them from getting started? And that's what I'm going to spend my Zoom call on. If it was money, then we're going to talk about money. If it was belief, we'll talk about belief or proof. Cool. So Ada says, just curious, do you do three-way calls for people other than people on your team? Yes, there's no way to grow a huge organization and make a reputation for value if you're only working with your team. Jeremy says, can you go over putting the order part again? Not on this call. We can go do that again on a different call. Eloy, Tyler, Sherry. Last year you shared the ideas for the drop card at the mall. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Matt, cool. You get 1,000 drop cards in 24 hours for $20 at Staples. Here we go. One of your kids buy their own presents and get a write-off for it. What has been the best call to action phrase for inviting cold market people to events? Make more money in less time while having fun. That's a freaking tagline, right? Make more money in less time while having fun. Okay, I gotta get on the pack call. Holy cow. Matt asked about a great book for questions. How about this book? It's called Question Based Selling by Thomas Fries. Question Based Selling. Go get that book. I gotta go, guys. See you later. Bye.